Welcome to our live interview with the writers from the Denton Record-Chronicle, powered in part by Classic of Denton. Hey everybody, thank you very much for tuning in live with us. We are sitting down with the Oracle of Information herself, Lucinda Breeding, talking all things Denton Record-Chronicle, specifically today, North Texas Fair and Rodeo coming up, which is super exciting. We do sit down with writers from the Denton Record-Chronicle every Monday at 2. And you guys can tune in and get updates on everything from events to business to sports and everything else in between. So without any more ado, Lucinda, give us the rundown.
Yes. Well, I know a lot of us like to think of Arts and Jazz Festival as being the single biggest entertainment type event in Denton, and it certainly is probably the biggest free admission event.
True.
But when you look at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo, you have pretty much two full weeks of family entertainment. It is a ticketed event, but I tell you what, for that daily admissions for adults are like $20, and some of the early general admission are like $15.
Yeah. Once
you have your ticket to get in those fairgrounds, you can take in everything. You can spend hours in the exhibition hall. You can just look at all that kind of stuff. You can check out the livestock show. I kind of enjoy the livestock shows.
It's cool.
It is. Cool. My favorite is the goats.
Yes,
and I like to say that I was way huge fan of goats before goats became this trendy thing. Maybe not, but I say that.
You liked goats before they were. That was very hipster of you. I like it.
I know it was.
Before it was mainstream.
I covered the goat show at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo like 15 years ago. And that's when I learned that goats know their name.
Okay.
Yes, if you name a goat, they learn their name, much like a dog or a cat. And I also learned that they really will eat paper. This little goat, I'm taking notes, and these little lips come through and start eating my paper. But livestock shows, all sorts of livestock shows. And sometimes the best way to have a good time and teach a little one about stuff they never really get a chance to see, like farm animals, is the livestock show.
That's a really good point.
They can see them up close. And I have found over the years that during the livestock show, the people who are there are really knowledgeable. And even sometimes people like in the stands watching the livestock shows, they will answer all sorts of questions. So it's just a great, fun way to see farm animals. Yeah. And then, of course, music concerts.
Oh gosh,
there are
two lineup.
Yes, really one of the best lineups in town.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, Arts and Jazz, we've got to hand it to them. They get some really fantastic acts.
Sure.
But if you are a roots music, red dirt country, red dirt folk, or country and western music fan, that's a great ticket for $20. And if you want to get a full festival pass, I think it's $100 a person. But you can go and you can see whatever's playing on the Bud Light stage, and then the main stage, the Budweiser stage. And this year they do have a really excellent lineup of headliners. Eli Young Band, born in Denton, Texas, is going to be back. And I'm going to give you the time and date. Yes, I am. I have it right here in front of me. Eli Young Band is actually going to be playing 9:30 p.m. Friday, August 24th. That's the closing weekend of the Fair and Rodeo. And then the big headliner is Clay Walker. And I love Pat Green.
Oh, me too.
Pat Green is going to be on that 9:30 p.m. Saturday, August 18th. So the opening weekend of Fair and Rodeo. Pat Green is the headliner. He gives a really good show.
Oh yeah.
And he's been here at Dan's, and he does small rooms, he does big arenas. He's just the real deal.
That's cool.
And also, as the Fair and Rodeo has been doing for several years, some really great Latin music. So if you are curious about or a fan of Latin music, check out the ntfair.com and just go to the events section and check out the conjunto bands that they have coming. They put on great shows, really great shows. I love me some Latin music.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. And then, of course, you couldn't have North Texas Fair and Rodeo without the professional rodeo. Everything from bull riding, broncs, I'm sure they'll do the mutton busting.
Yeah.
I love that, where the little kids get out and try to wrestle the lambs, or I guess they're full-grown sheep. I don't know. Do they let the kids out there with full-grown sheep? I've blocked it out.
I don't know.
I blocked it out. But, yeah, all sorts of rodeo events. And, the exhibition hall, if you're there depending on what day you're there, you can see who in the county makes the best preserves, maybe the best kind, like baked goods and cakes and pies and stuff. It is really not just a great 2 weeks of just great family entertainment, but it also, I think, is a really good tip of the old cowboy hat to Denton County's heritage, and how before we had the lovely Welcome Center and all of this great cultural stuff, this was a farming community.
True.
It's a farming community with lots of churches and lots of people relying on one another. So that's coming up. It starts, I want to make sure I give you guys the right dates. Think the big fair and rodeo parade is actually on Saturday, the 18th. But Friday night, the fair opens. And I haven't cracked into it yet, but I know you can eat your face off at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. And usually, I mean, it's not the Texas State Fair where they're like, what are we going to deep fry this year?
Right.
But there's some of that.
Oh, there is.
There is some of
you get
that.
the funnel cakes and the whole shebang.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they do deep fried butter. But that starts the 17th and then winds down on Saturday, August 25th. So if you are curious about it, head over to ntfair.com. And also, if you're wanting to keep the kids out of the heat, which is supposed to get a little better this weekend, just remember Denton Community Theater is performing Peter Pan with its children's theater group, DCT EDU. Those tickets are $10, and those performances are at the campus theater. It's going to be hot. Yeah, it's going to be hot. So if you've got school-age kids, it's so much fun. So much fun to see those shows and to see really your kids see themselves on stage too. Yeah. So that is coming up, and let me make sure I give you the performance, like the times for that. All right. Performances are the 27th, 28th, and 29th. And I believe those I think there are two 7 p.m. Check my work on that. We will have that in Denton time this week as well. Cool. So they might have one matinee, but 3 performances, great fun for the whole family. And it is the Jerome Robbins musical. So cool. So very familiar stuff. And if I can drop one more thing.
Do it to it.
Denton's Day of the Dead Festival, which I know comes up in October, the registration is open for the coffin races. And the last I heard, there were maybe 20 team openings left. So those are going really, really fast. Mm-hmm. There is also going to be a parade, the Twilight Lantern and Costume Parade. There's going to be a contest this year. And the registration for that is already online at Denton, not Denton's, but DentonDayOfTheDeadFestival.com. So if you want to have a coffin racer in, now is the time to make those decisions and register, because those spots are going to go really fast. I know it seems early, but
they do. They fill up fast.
It's coming up. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, our team's already started working on our coffin and getting it all together, and we're coming at you.
Yeah, they mean it. They mean it. They mean it. And we're building a community altar for the parade this year. Oh, so the idea will be that people will be able to come and actually either put a little sugar skull. We're making lots of little sugar skulls. Put that on the altar, or maybe write a name on it or something. Cool. So there will be more information about that. And then that'll turn into a parade float. Love it. Yeah. Love it. Lots going on, Denton.
No kidding. Good gracious.
Try to stay cool, though.
Well, yeah.
Cool in attitude and temperature.
Awesome. Well, that is the perfect way to wrap it up. Guys, thank you very much for being here with us. We always appreciate it. DentonRadio.com every Monday at 2, talking with the writers from the Denton Record-Chronicle. Next week, we will be sitting down with Brett Vito, getting an update on all things Denton sports. If you'd like to stay tuned on anything and everything that Lucinda's talking about, make sure you stay tuned to DentonRC.com, or, of course, get yourself a physical copy of the newspaper at the plethora of locations that are available, including the Welcome Center. So thank you guys very much for being here. Stay tuned right here at DentonRadio.com for all that great local music. We'll also be going live from LSA Burger tonight for open mic night. Thank you very much for being here, guys. We'll talk to you later. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.